All right. I'd like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one pretty much is These Devils Been Busy. Before I introduce anything else, I just want to say, to water to you brothers out there, that been, brothers been sending gifts and things, we want to let you brothers know we appreciate it. One brother sent a necklace, and a bunch of bracelets that he made. Very beautiful craftsmanship, and the brother, made them, from his heart, sent them. So we want to say the water to that brother. And also, I want to say the water, special the water to the brother that sent me this this little umbrella here. It's one you can hook up on different park benches and stuff in case it gets a little too hot. And I think I know why the brother sent it. One day I was doing a live and the sun was beaming a little too hot, so I had to kind of move shop. So I want to say, give my appreciations to that brother also. And, the water, just in general to, you brothers out there that do what you do. The name of this one is These Devils Been Busy. And pretty much, this is pretty much centered around an individual, which I believe he might have been a so-called Jew, I'm not sure. But this individual's name is Myron Fagan, Myron Fagan. Myron Fagan. And pretty much he did an audio recording back in 1967 where he pretty much exposed the whole plans of the Illuminati. Their goals, their agenda, the different things that they had, the different wars that they pretty much put together. And pretty much those wars are set up in that fashion, pretty much to bring in a new world order. And the new world order is them having the world in such a chaotic state, infected by wars and all type of calamity and chaos, so that the people can agree to this one world government, that so-called promises peace, but it doesn't. Pretty much it's just a way of them centralizing the world, just like they've centralized the economy of the United States through a central bank called the Federal Reserve, which was never federal. As some say, it's about as federal as Federal Express. It just has the title of being a so-called governmental agency, which it's not. Because the governmental agencies, when you look in the yellow pages, they're in the blue pages, and the Federal Reserve does not appear in the blue pages because it's not a government entity. It's a privately owned banking system set up as the third central bank of the United States, because the first two, after they ran their course, approximately about 20 years, their charters were up, they were never renewed. And that's the reason why they had the war of 1814, I believe it was, because that was a banking war. And Michael Rivero did I think it was a little over a half-hour show one time called All Wars Are Bankers' Wars, because, there was one of those devils that stated that you want to buy when blood is pouring out in the streets, pretty much because everything is cheap. These devils are very deceptive. They've been, like I said, working behind the scenes, to establish this agenda of theirs to bring in the so-called New World Order, to make slaves of the population of the world, the ones that do survive, the ones that they deem, are so-called worthy to live. Who gave them that authority? I don't know, because the scriptures say in Psalm 68:20 that the issues from death belong to the Most High. Nevertheless, they've been busy. They've been doing their thing. They've been doing a lot of underhanded stuff. And pretty much what happens, which, Lord's what we're going to read through the book of Psalm 64, is that you have some individuals that are involved in their plans, and then for some reason they um, deflect, I guess, for lack of better words, and turn around and expose the plans of these illuminated ones. Now I forget the year, but this is something that's been told before. I'm not sure if I heard it from G. Edward Griffin before, or what if it was Myron Fagan. Like I said, he made this speech back in 1967, to where he was saying there was one particular one particular German courier that had a book that he was delivering to some other, illuminated one, and he got struck by lightning, and they found the book, and they, showed it to the French authorities, and the French authorities, had they taken heed, he said, they would have avoided, what took place, because there was an overthrow of England and France that was being fomented, because at that time those were like two of the major powers, and pretty much these international bankers wanted America to be the superpower, which eventually they got, because they wanted to have a headquarters for the so-called New World Order, which is a part of their plans. And like I said, we're gonna go through a couple of precepts dealing with that. Now the video itself is about 2.5 hours long. I was watching it early this morning. I did my little walk, and I kind of listened to most of it. Well, not most of it, but I listened to a good portion of it. And I'm probably like about an hour and a half or hour 40 minutes or so into it. Lord's will, I can finish listening to it. But it pretty much lays out all the plans that have been being worked out behind the scenes, because that's, these are the plans of the illuminated ones, which really is the plans of the Most High on the left-hand side. Pretty much setting up the chess pieces on the board, and pretty much the next major move Esau makes would be a check. In other words, the next move they make, the move that the Most High make, is going to be a check, and then checkmate. Because the major issue right now that they're pushing with this whole lockdown, and with the government's buying of the food, and putting people in a desperate mind state, is done through the finances, or through the economy, and through the distribution of food, so that people can be in such a desperate state that they will accept the chip, which is the mark of the beast, and they showing you that people are already doing it, not even, even though it's not the chip yet, but some people have a bracelet, some people waving their hands over certain things. They're used to using a chip out of their credit card, to pay for things. They're used to having the so-called convenience of swiping a card and paying for their stuff without having to deal with cash, because they're phasing cash out. Like Apostle Tahar was saying, first it's the coins, and it'll be the $100 bills, the $50 bills, so on and so forth. Because this is all leading for everything to become digital. And when everything becomes digital, what they're doing is they're pretty much forcing everybody into that digital way of thinking, into that digital world, so that people can stop using the cash, because they ultimately, if people have cash on hand, or whatever the case is, they can't track every movement. They can't track every transaction when it's done through cash. The only way they can really track transactions is every time you use a card, you leave a digital footprint, and this is why they want everything online, so that they can track your every movement, because they want everything. They don't want just a little. They got the whole world, but that's still not enough. They want every little bit, that everyone has, they want it all, you know, and they want total control of the population, because the scriptures say that they will be like the Most High, you know. So they want to have that raw power that the Most High has over the population of the world. And that's going to be their own undoing. So what I want to do is, let's go to Psalm 64. I'm going to read the point, but then I'm going to jump to the first verse, and we're going to read through that chapter. And then I got another precept, and probably close the lesson out there, unless the Spirit, you know, gives me more to go into, because I didn't really have many scriptures. It was just like one scripture, one chapter, and then a scripture that just popped in my head when, you know, we were speaking about this whole New World Order issue. So let me read this verse, and then we'll go to the top and then take it from there. This is Psalms chapter 64, verse 8. It says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves, all that see them shall flee away. So pretty much you have individuals within those organizations that found out certain things and they exposed them. Like I said, Myron Fagan in 1967, the speech he gave, there was one such person, I believe he was a French dude that kind of went along with it and got some type of booklet or something that laid all the plans out so that he can expose it, so to speak. You know, so the Lord said that you would have certain individuals that would be involved in the so-called New World Order, you know, that eventually would deflect, you know, or defect from, you know, the organization and come out and spill the beans, so to speak. Now, there's this guy by the name of Carol Quigley. He wrote a over 1,000-page book. I can't think of the name of the book right now. Oh, Tragedy and Hope. And pretty much in that book, he kind of let out some of the things that they want to do. And he said his only opposition to the group, he's with the group 100%, meaning the Illuminati, but his only opposition is that they want to remain secret. You know? And Yahweh Shai said that there's nothing secret that shall not be made manifest. Matter of fact, let's go real quick to the book of Daniel. You know, because these devils thinking that they're doing things in the dark, and sometimes when the stuff is exposed, they're like, in their mind, they're like, I thought that we had this thing under control, under wraps, you know? But they don't understand it's the Lord that's doing it. He's exposing you because you're really working for him. Really, technically, if you get down to the nitty-gritty of it. Daniel 2:17. Then Daniel went to his house and made the thing known to Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, his companions, that they would desire mercies of the Most High of heaven concerning the secret, that Daniel and his fellows should not perish with the rest of the wise men of Babylon. Then was a secret revealed unto Daniel in a night vision. Then Daniel blessed the power of heaven. Daniel answered and said, blessed be the name of the Most High forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his, and he changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. And this is what the vision was about, the removal and the setting up of kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding. He revealeth the deep and secret things. He knoweth what is in the darkness, and the light dwelleth with him. So pretty much the Lord is the one that has these secrets. Now let's go real quick. I got two precepts in mind. Hopefully I can remember them both. Just bear with me while I get one, and hopefully I won't forget the other one. Matter of fact, all right, so that's why I keep my little note there, notepad, just to write stuff down. All right, so let's go. The first scripture we're going to go to is the book of Deuteronomy, the 29th chapter and the 29th verse. The secret things belong unto the Lord our power, but those things which are revealed belong to us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of his law. So the secret things belong to the Most High, you know? So how does the Most High reveal those secrets? Well, let's go to Amos 3 and 7. Surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. And that's why Daniel, being a prophet, the Lord revealed a secret unto him of the vision that Nebuchadnezzar had, which Nebuchadnezzar forgot the vision, and he wanted the magi's and the sorcerers and all that to bring the vision back and tell him what the vision was, and then give the interpretation of the vision. Which that was unheard of back then, because the secrets belong to the Most High. And that's why he was so mad with those Chaldeans in them and wanted to kill him, because they just wanted him to tell them whatever so that they could give him a bullshit interpretation. But the Spirit worked on the prophet Daniel to reveal those secrets. So we're now at the point where the secret agenda of the international bankers is being exposed on all levels. And there are others. You have the capitalist conspiracy by G. Edward Griffin. You have many videos that Eustace Mullins, the historian, when he was alive, made exposing these devils. You had Anthony Sutton, which wrote Wall Street and the Rise of Hitler and Wall Street and the Bolshevik Revolution, which is pretty much how they funded Hitler through Wall Street, through a German company or chemical company called IG Farben, and how the international bankers through Wall Street also funded the Bolshevik Revolution, because Nathan Rothschild was setting up world domination to where he was getting all of the leaders of the world together to set them up as puppets to bring in his new world order. But his plans were disrupted by the Tsar Nicholas, of Russia. And he was so pissed off that he vowed to destroy the Tsar Nicholas and his whole family and all the heirs. And that's why, I believe that was 1917 when they actually killed the Tsar and his whole family. They set him up, and that was what was funded through Wall Street. So everything came through Wall Street. Everything is financed by money. This is why Maya Angelou Bauer always says, give me control of a nation's money and I care not who makes the laws, And that's what the scriptures say, that money answereth all things. And this is what happens when you give the wicked control of the world. They want to push a wicked agenda on the world, and anyone that doesn't comply with them, they want to destroy and kill them. And that's why we, as the Israelites, really have no place in the New World Order. And they know this. So what they want to do is they want to destroy us and kill us, because they know that we're going to resist. And anyone that resists, they want to destroy. That's why you have the red list, the blue list, and the green/yellow list, because you have some that are set up for straight up termination, And the yellow/green list is pretty much set up for those that will be re-educated and set back out into this new world, this new age, which is pretty much going to be a robotic age. This is why everything was shut down. This is why through the COVID thing, they shut the world down. This is why businesses are opting not to reopen their doors and have their employees work from home, because there is less of an overhead, because they don't have to pay, water, electric, cable, and all those different services that come with having a building, plus the rent, plus the maintenance on the building, plus maintenance of cleaning, throwing the trash out, cleaning the toilets, cleaning the sinks and all of that, mopping the floors, sweeping the floors. So they eliminate a whole lot of overhead that way, and everything being pushed into that artificial intelligence is going to cause a lot of people to lose their jobs. You see? So everything is being set up into like a robotic type of lifestyle. And when you watch those old cartoons and old movies, That's pretty much what the view of the future was. You know, you watch movies like Total Recall, you watch the new Total Recall, you watch, you know, other futuristic movies, and everything is electronic, everything is robotic. You know, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, what movie was that? Was that the Book of Eli? No, that wasn't the Book of Eli. I forgot what movie it was, but they actually had a library where you had like a hologram that was going into all the different histories. You know, no longer was there a librarian. The movie Obsolete Man, you had Mr. Wordsworth, which was a librarian. They made him obsolete because, you know, they got rid of all the books, you know. And this is the plan for the future. They want people that have not a their own opinion, their own thoughts, their own emotions. They want an emotionless, robotic type people. And this is why they're pushing the mark of the beast, which is a microchip, which is going to do just that. You know, and especially those that get it implanted into their brain, because they'll be able to turn on and turn off your emotions just like that. Just like, I forget what that devil's name was that put those electrodes on the bull's brain or something like that. And then when the bull got mad, he started charging, but then with the flick of a switch, he just quickly just became docile. And that's what they want. This is the plans of the future. This is what they're trying to bring. They want total slaves. They're trying to be like the Most High, as the scriptures say. So now, let's go from there. Let's go back to the book of Psalm 64, and let's start at the first verse this time. Oh, matter of fact, no, Salakia. I want to go back to Daniel 2 and read, I forget what verse it is. Daniel chapter 2 and verse 27. Daniel answered in the presence of the king and said, the secret which the king hath demanded cannot the wise men, the astrologers, the magicians, the soothsayers show unto the king. But there is a power in heaven that revealeth secrets, and maketh known to the king Nebuchadnezzar what shall be in the latter days. See? And this vision was during the time of Nebuchadnezzar, going into the future of the demise, you know, his demise and the demise of the Babylonian Empire, and the rising up of the other three empires that will rise up, you know, all the way up until what we see today is modern day America and this modern world. You know, Daniel 7 chapter, the same thing. You know, so what part of the empire we're in, we're at the very end of the empire, and the part of the image that we're in a part of the feet with the 10 toes, part of iron and part of clay. And that's where we're at in prophecy. You know, and this is why they're pushing their so-called New World Order upon the planet, because they know that the empire is going down. And the scriptures tell us that Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So we know that the Edomites are in power based off of prophecy. And they would be the last rulers on the planet before Jacob would be set back up into power. And when we read Daniel the 7th chapter, it says that Yahushua was brought before the Ancient of Days, and then he was set up, and all dominions and everything served him. And his kingdom was an everlasting kingdom that was not going to be let out to other people. So this is where we're at in prophecy. We're at the very end of these empires that would rule just before the coming or the second coming of the Lord. The scriptures didn't say that all these empires would come and go and then fall, and then the Messiah would come and be crucified. That already happened. Daniel the 9th chapter. That took place during the Roman Empire. So now the empires that ruled, they ruled from before the time the Lord came on the scene, through the time the Lord came on the scene, was crucified, and all the way up until today. So we're at the last leg or the last part of these empires ruling, with the last empire that ruled being Esau, and their capital of this rulership for the so-called New World Order is America. And that is the reason why they set this place up. And that is the reason why all these wars were set up. And this is the reason why America entered World War I. You know, this is the reason why America entered World War II. And in the entering into World War II, they were given the status of the world reserve currency through something known as the Bretton Woods Agreement, which made the dollar the world reserve currency and kicked the British pound from its position. So we're at the last end of this empire and prophecy. And this is why so-called Christians and, devils like Vocab Malone do not want to deal with prophecy, because when you deal with prophecy, you have to be forced to admit that we're at the very end of this society. We're at the very end of this empire when the Lord is about to come back. So anyone that's teaching that the Messiah hasn't come back yet, they're in error. Because the scriptures don't say that all of these empires will rule and fall, and then the Messiah will come and be crucified, and then, things will start, afresh. No. The empires will be ruling. In the midst of that time, Yahushua will come, will be crucified, and go back to the Father. These empires will continue to rule, and then at the end, when Yahushua is about to come back, all of the different signs would be shown that was ushering in the kingdom of our Lord, Yahushua. So we're seeing the signs that are ushering in his kingdom, because when he comes back, he's coming to sit back on the throne. He ain't coming back to get crucified. He's coming to sit back on his throne. It says, thy dream and the vision of thy head upon thy bed are these. And then he goes into breaking down the dream, which was the actual vision from the Lord. Now, let's go from there back to Psalm 64:1. And this is why these devils are so busy. They're busy like a bee, moving about, pushing their agenda, making the necessary provisions, causing these different lockdowns and different things to happen. And one of the greatest motivators is hunger, man, famine. And that's why they're disrupting the food chain. A lot of these restaurants are closing down. A lot of these different factories eventually will be closed down that's making food. The excuse now is that there's not enough steel or whatever the case is to make these different cans and make the canned goods. That's why some places you go to, the canned goods are kind of dwindling. And then they're buying up these different buildings and storing this food, which is being done by the government. And they'll tell the people don't hoard food, but then they're hoarding the food because they want total control of your body and soul. Hey, they're gonna go so far. Read Job the 20th chapter, Psalm 64:1. Hear my voice, O Most High, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. So pretty much hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. What is the secret counsel of the wicked? It's their so-called New World Order. Let's look up that word secret, and then let's look up the word counsel. Just bear in 1 second. Let this thing load up a little bit here. Because they have a plan. And they think they govern themselves. But they don't. So we're going to Psalms, 64th chapter. And the 2nd verse. Secret counsel is together. It says Sawad, council, assembly, which another word that comes to mind is conspire or conspiracy, which is with breathing. Conspire with, con is with, and spire is to breathe. Conspiracy, to breathe together. It says council of familiar conversation. Yeah, because the familiar conversation that they have is a secret council where they have the same goals in mind. That's what a conspiracy is about. Two or more people having a set goal in mind. They're sitting down, talking about it, having the councils, setting up the provisions that they need to accomplish a particular goal. In this case, the so-called New World Order. Assembly, company, council itself, secret council, familiar converse, intimacy with the Most High, secret assembly, secret council, inward. So pretty much it's a secret council that they're setting up. So what King David is asking the Lord, because King David is what? A prophet. So he's seeing this afar off before it even happened. And And we all know by reading the Bible that the Edomites are the wicked. So he's saying, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, hide me from the New World Order agenda, hide me from the clutches of these devils that are pushing this implementation of the New World Order with all its provisions. The chip being the microchip being the mark of the beast, which is one of the major plans and goals, or major goals of their plan. It says, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. So now let's look up this word insurrection, because another scripture that comes to mind is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 16. I'm gonna get that real quick and hold that on deck. But let me get this insurrection here. Let's see what it says here. So we're going to the book of, oh shit, I was just there, my bad. Psalm 64 and 2. The word insurrection is ragasha or ragash. It says throng. When you throng somebody, that's when you know how you in a big company of people and then people are bumping into each other. That's thronging. It says throng, in company, noun masculine, throng, scheming. See, scheming, a tumultuous crowd, company, insurrection. And when you actually look up the word insurrection, let's do that. Let me go to the Common Dictionary. This one is offline, so I don't really get a whole lot of, information, but I'm pretty sure that whatever they give is going to be sufficient. All right, let's go to the to the word insurrection. Insurrection. It says organized opposition to authority, a conflict in which one faction tries to wrest, W-R-E-S-T, wrestle, control from another. See? So now you have your so-called freedoms that were given to us by the Most High to be able to teach this word. But what's Esau trying to do? A conflict in which one faction, the Illuminati, the international bankers, try to wrestle control from another. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to wrestle the control away from us to not be focused on our power and be focused on their new world order. That's where they make people sell their souls. There was a precept that came to mind, but I can't think of it right now. Let me see if... Yeah, Salaka, it came and went. Let me just read that again. It says organized opposition to authority, conflict in which one faction tries to wrestle control from another. All right, cool. And that's where they make people sell their souls. Barakateh, how about Shemal Shai? This is Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh the wise men mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. Let's see, there's a precept there, number 7, verse 7. Exodus 23:8. Yeah, that's a good one. So that's why they make Jake sell his soul, because that gift destroyeth the heart. The heart being the mind. The mind is what you think with. From the abundance of the heart man speaketh, which Yahushua said. So their job is to darken your heart, so to speak, by giving these gifts, by giving these promises, by promising stability in your life, financial stability, whatever type of stability in your life, so that you can pretty much denounce the Most High. And that's what they want. And this is why they want to chip everybody, because that chip would be them showing that you owe your allegiance now to them, because they're your gods now. And you turning your back on the Most High. So this is Deuteronomy 23:8. And thou shalt take no gift, for the gift blindeth the wise and perverteth the words of the righteous. That's right. And that's what the selling of the souls of men is all about, so that they can turn their back on the Most High. And mainly the ones that they want is you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. You're the biggest threat to them. All right, so now the other scripture was Deuteronomy 16 and 19. It says 3 times in a year. Oh, nope, Salakia. Thou shalt not wrest judgment, thou shalt not respect persons, neither take a gift, for a gift doth blind the eyes of the wise and pervert the words of the righteous. That's right. So but that's what they want. So that's why we read what the word insurrection is, which is organized opposition to authority, a conflict in which one faction tries to wrestle control from another. And that's what we're witnessing right now. And you have these people that pretty much they're ready for the chip. You know, you see these women, they were waving their wrists and their hands in front of this machine. I don't know, to take their temperature, I guess, to go wherever they had to go. So that these people are ready. If they shut everything down and said the only way people could eat is by taking this chip, the majority of these people are going to take it because they're going to want to eat. Just like the majority of these people at one time receive FRNs, which is the dollar bills from the government as welfare, and then they used to receive the booklets of food stamps, you know, which was like monopoly money. And they would give them a booklet. You had your booklets of 20s and 10s or whatever, the 5s and 1s, you know. And then they did away with that. They did away with the cash. And what did they do? What did they do? They gave them EBT cards. So now everything will be stored on an EBT card. So everywhere you go now, you have to have that EBT card or a credit card or debit card in order to purchase things. And they're making it harder and harder to use cash because they're trying to do away with the cash. Everything digital. Everything having a footprint. Because footprints lead to what? Lead to where the person is at. That's why they're doing it. That's why they want to put the microchip so that they can keep track of you and keep track of your spending and your business and everything that you do. They want to be like the Most High. All right, back in Psalm 64 and 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. Yeah, because those words that they're saying, they're actually speaking it and putting it into legislation, which the scriptures tell us that they're going to appear like a lamb, but they're going to be like a dragon. They shall speak like a dragon, because their thing is going to be like, well, it's in the law. When these devils judge, they're judging according to their laws. And their laws are not always just, especially when it comes to Jake. It goes on to say, Salakia, that they may shoot in secret, see, shoot in secret at the perfect. Who are the perfect? The Israelites. Especially the ones, the prophets, the elect. This is really what they're really salivating against. You know, anyone, you know, that has devotion to the Most High and to the Bible, but especially the Israelites. And a lot of those people of the other nations that are really devoted to the Most High, you know, and believe in the Bible, and, you know, they talk about the Lord and all that. And a lot of them are Jakes. Because Jake really has that deep connection, deep-rooted connection with the Most High. Although it's not done, you know, they don't have they deny the righteousness of the Most High, but they have that zeal. Oh, and that's what I meant to do. I meant to get this scripture in 2 Ezra 16, since we read the insurrection part. I just want to go straight to the point. Verse 70, 2 Ezra 16:70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. And that is the main problem. That is the main threat to this New World Order. The main threat to the New World Order is or are the Israelites, especially the ones of the elect, especially the prophets that are out here speaking and teaching his word. That's why there's going to be a great persecution. Back in Psalm 64 and 5, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. Yeah, because this New World Order is an evil matter. And there's a precept here for number 5 is a 1, or speech, evil speech, which is their legislation, and their legislation reflect their secrets. You see, that's why I said that it had 2 horns like a lamb, but it spake as a dragon, because the appearance was benevolent, but war was in his heart. Remember, the words of his mouth smoother than butter, but yet they were drawn swords, because at the end, once you go into the trap, they close the hatch or the door. That's it. You're in their trap. And that's what they're doing. They're luring in the poor, which are you Israelites. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. Yeah, and these snares are traps. And it's a secret, because to the average person out there, they don't know. Because if they were to come straight out and say, well, look, we're pushing this microchip because this is the mark of the beast, if you want to eat or whatever, you got to take this chip, whatever. A lot of people be like, if they knew, they would be like, nah. But it's going to be a deception. That's why it says that if it were possible, they will deceive the very elect. Because through this technology and the miracles that they have, it's going to be a great deception on the world, just like the great deception when Esau came out of that prison sentence and deceived the whole world in the Renaissance period to make them think that they're the Most High, they're His Son, the angels, and the people of the Lord. And that's one of their greatest gifts outside of the sword, is deception. But then eventually the deception, once they get enough people, the ones that they can't get, it's going to be a mandatory thing. Oh, these motherfuckers already know, but so we're going to just make it hard for them. Excuse my medieval French. It says, they say, who shall see them? Yeah, because they really don't believe in the Most High. Even though they know He's there, part of them do, but then part of them is like, man, the Lord ain't there, because if He would have been there, He would have been destroyed us. All the wickedness that we did to His people, He would have been destroyed us. That's what they would have said. They would have been gave it up and turned it loose. It says they search out iniquities, and this is the thing. They search out iniquities. Iniquity is sin on top of sin on top of sin on top of sin on top of sin. So that is verse 6. Let's see search out. The word search out is chapash. Chapash. To search for, to search out, disguise, see? Oneself. So they're appearing to them as benevolent, but they're disguising their true intentions. To search for, to think out, devise, to search, test. They're doing a lot of different tests. To be searched out, be exposed, to search through, search for, to be searched for, be sought out, disguise oneself. So pretty much they're searching out iniquities, but they're disguising it as a benefit to the average person. So it says, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. So let's look up that word accomplish. Look up that word accomplish. Accomplish. To be complete, be finished, be at an end. Yeah, because an accomplishment is what? You have a goal, and when you reach that goal, you've accomplished that goal. So that's their accomplishment. To be finished, to be completed, completely, wholly, entirely. To be finished, come to an end, be complete. So basically, it says that they search out iniquities and they accomplish because they've searched it out completely. It says a diligent search. So now let's look up the word diligent and search. These devils been hard at work, man. These devils been busy, man. They about their business, man. Okay, diligently is also kapash. Accomplish and okay, accomplish. How come this keeps coming up? The word accomplish. Okay, I had the wrong word for accomplish. Thamum or thamum or thamayim. There's another way you could say that. To be complete, be finished, be at an end, which is the thummim. You know, the urim and the thummim. Thummim means perfection, completion. To be complete, be finished. So they accomplish. That's what accomplishment is, because an accomplishment comes at the end. And then the word for diligent is kapash, to search for, to search out, disguise oneself, to search. So they diligently do this, a diligent search, and that is the same word, kapash. Oh, wait a minute, but the word kapash in this one, it says trick, plot, true device. So this is a trick. It's a plot. That's why it says, not to be deceived. Because this devil is very deceptive. He's very crafty. And they already have crafted this design for the future of the world. And the future of the world, if you're going to be in it and you're not one of them, they want a total subservient individual. One that won't talk back, one that won't shrug his duties, one that's not going to give him any problems. He's the one that's just going to go along to get along. It says, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. Yeah, because they're not telling the people the true intentions of what they're doing. They're not telling the people the true intention of this legislation, because legislation, the way it's written, it's very vague to the average person. If they don't have any insight into the legal system, they're not going to understand what the hell it's saying. They're going to say, hey, I get money for that? Okay. Because the average person out there is all about just survival. They're not astute enough to see through the deception of these devils until they turn to the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It says, but the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow, which are these missiles. Suddenly shall they be wounded. Yeah, because the wounded part is going to come when America is totally destroyed by thermonuclear destruction, the land of Israel, and their whole plans, as we read in Job, the 20th chapter, their plans are going to die in their shelter, because they're not going to be able to get it off the ground, because they're in the shelters to hide until the indignation be passed, and then come out and then have the world in their hands. But their whole plans are going to be thwarted. And when they come out, they're going to be coming out into a new world under new management as the new slaves of the planet. How about that? And they know this, but they're looking for loopholes, trying to get around. It says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. See, all that see them shall flee away. And that's why you have certain individuals that see the plans and flee from the plans, and you have certain individuals that see the plan, understand the plan, and come out and speak against it, even though they were once a part of it. And some of them that speak out against it, pretty much some of them are still a part of it, and they're just looking for those people that will flock to them so that they can have them on the list of the undesirables to be done away with. That's why all of that stuff, when you have these so-called truthers saying buy this product and buy that product and buy this product, we will ship it to you, they're pretty much building up a database on you. I'm not saying every one of them, but for the most part, the majority of them are. They're building up a data on you, to know where you live and what are you buying, and so on and so forth. That's why, when it comes to that stuff, I'll listen to certain things, but I'm not buying no shit from them. Because they're just, even though they already know where we are, but that they're just building up a system, a data, on these people. Okay, this person believes in that, this person believes that, so these people are problems, so we got to deal with these people. And I always looked at it that way. Whenever they want you to come to a building, or whenever they want you to buy their material and get your information, your emails and your information of where you live so they can ship stuff to you. I don't trust that. It says, verse 9, and all men shall fear and declare the work of the Most High. Yeah, because at the end, when this America is totally destroyed, the world is going to fear the Most High once again, as they feared him during the deliverance from the land of Egypt, as they feared him in the beginning when the flood happened. It says, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. Yeah, because they're going to see that what the men of the Lord have been speaking about had actually come to pass. And they're going to consider, that's why it says in Isaiah 14, they shall narrowly look upon him and say, is this the man that made the earth to tremble? So this was really the devil? And here it is, the world venerated this devil as the Most High, as Yahushua, as the angels, as the Israelites, as these great people, but they're nothing more than the devil that the Bible speaks of. They're nothing more than the basis of men on the planet. I'm talking about the Edomite. Oh, man. It says, the righteous shall be glad in the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Shai, and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. That's right, because the ones that are destined to be delivered are going to glory. And then the scriptures say in Revelation 18, rejoice over you apostles and you prophets and holy apostles, for the Most High have avenged you on her. So now let's go from there to the last precept, which is in the book of Job, the 5th chapter. I usually like to speak at the other bench because it's a little further away from these people, but some dickhead, burned the fucking table. You got some fucking idiots out here, man. They leave empty bottles of liquor out here. They fucking burn shit up. They fuck shit up. And then when, you go to, deal with the stuff, then when they take shit away, always some fucking dickheads. Excuse my French, man. Excuse my Dutch. But, fucking makes you mad. Fucking animals, man. Job chapter 5, verse 12. Always fucking something up for everybody else. He disappointed the devices of the crafty. So these devices are what? They're inventions. Their agenda. And it says he disappointed the devices of the crafty. You know what? Let's look up that word disappoint. Disappointed. This is Job, the 5th chapter. Job, the 5th chapter. Job chapter 5 and 12. He disappointed. The word there is parar, to break, frustrate, to break, violate, to frustrate, make ineffectual. Yeah. So the Most High is going to make it ineffectual, this agenda that they have. So it says he disappointed the devices. So the agenda, the Most High frustrates their agenda. Let's look up the word devices. Is Macha Shabath or Macha Shabah. There's two words there. A thought, device, thought, yeah, invention, purpose. So and it says plan. So their plan, their purpose, their thoughts, the Most High disappoints or frustrates them. And it says of the crafty. So let's look up the word crafty real quick. How do I get out of this? Previous. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Yeah, I can't get out of this freaking. Oh boy. Yeah, for some reason I'm not able to get out of. Oh boy. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have to skip it because I got into a on this app. I'm trying to get. Okay, got it. Crafty. Ira one. Subtle, shrewd, crafty, sly, sensible. Shrewd. So pretty much through their wisdom, the scriptures tell you, and I believe that's Ezekiel 28, that they've corrupted themselves with their wisdom. So that's what you've done. So the Lord said he's going to disappoint or frustrate your devices or your thoughts of the crafty or the shrewd, the serpent, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. What is your enterprise? Your new world order. So you're not going to be able to perform your enterprise. Let's look up the word perform. Perform. And will cannot perform is the word Aisha, which is to do, to accomplish, to do. And the word enterprise. It says Thashayah or Thawashayah. 2 words. Wisdom, sound, knowledge, success. Yeah, your success is what? Anuit corruptis. You know, your enterprise has been crowned with success. That's not gonna, it's not gonna work, because the Lord said when you're about to fill your belly, he shall cast, you know, his destruction, his fury upon you. All right, efficient wisdom, or sound or efficient wisdom, abiding success. So you're not going to be able to accomplish your enterprise. Or it says their enterprise or anything. You're not going to be able to accomplish anything. All right, so let's read that again. He disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. They meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as in the night. You know, so the Lord is going to destroy you, and he's going to deliver the elect from among your hands. All right, so this has been these devils been busy, or these devils I believe it's these devils been busy, you know. And you know, pretty much, if you brothers get a chance, if you have the time, you know, if I remember, I'll copy the link and put it in the comment section. But the individual's name is Myron Fagan. Myron, M-Y-R-O-N. Fagan, F-A-G-A-N. And this speech he gave in 1967, you know, and he was just dropping it. And I mean, when I listened to him, I was getting tired of him talking. In other words, I was getting tired, and he was the one talking, because, you know, he was just like going a mile a minute and just dropping it one after the other, one after the other. No, hardly no pauses. He didn't stop to, you know, drink anything or anything. He was like a machine. All right, so with that, I pray that you brothers have been edified. To the next time I say, oh, one more thing. Yeah, they got this new thing now on YouTube, where when you try to download the lives, they're giving you a hard time, because I was trying to download the live earlier this morning to be able to chop it up, because I chop it up and put it up on GMS tube, but it's not allowing me. You know, every time I go to the downloader, it's saying that your video is not ready yet. So they're doing something to where they're making it harder and harder to function on YouTube. But hey, for the time being, we're going to use it for what it's worth, and then when it's time to close up shop, the Lord knows, and it'll be what it's going to be. So with that, I pray that your brothers have been edified. To the next time I say, Shalom.